Look, it's a flood!
It's a flood!
It's flooding!
Get away!
Quick, we need to get to higher ground!
Open the floodgates!
Is you rolling? Bitch, I might be.
Doc, you know what time it is.
Do they know what time it is?
It is time to rise up and crash through. This is Doc and Ziggy with the Flood. Keep your death threats to 140 characters or less.
Damn, look at that game. That is wild. We are in here, and we are live. What's cracking, ladies and gentlemen?
Well, this won't be live when they hear it.
But, I mean, I'm live.
We are live.
Blessings. Thank the gods for that.
We have a heavy episode, I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, it's been a heavy 2 weeks. Shit.
We're
What
gonna
can
do
I
the best
say?
to make light of it. I'm just letting y'all get prepared.
Yeah.
It's
Buckle
been
up.
a heavy 2 weeks.
Buckle up.
I had to start the fireplace.
Oh. It's rolling. I don't even know if we really need a fireplace. Maybe we should get a waterfall this week because it's hot.
Maybe, yeah.
It's hot.
It looks like you look outside and it looks hot.
It looks like the fucking Sahara after Scar got a hold of it.
Yeah, I mean, just like I told you, like the old Kapow thing.
Oh,
And Meltman, the power to melt.
Hey yo. Go outside, crack an egg on your sidewalk, and tweet us the video.
I feel like I thought.
I want to see how.
I wonder how good of a voice actor I would be because I could do all of the like generic ones. In a world.
Voice acting seems fun, but it also seems like it would be murder on your throat, no homo. Like,
Hey, we talked about that.
I mean, hey, look, everybody. Y'all know what it is. It's a cultural thing. I'm not being negative when I say
Like
it.
Chappelle said, he's like, I say bitch because black.
Look, when I say no homo, it's just specifically to let y'all know that I'm speaking platonically here, like, because I can insinuate a lot of the times. You know, I drop my innuendos from here. I just want everybody to know that I wasn't actually talking about throat fucking just now when I was talking about murder on your throat. Just so
You know, I don't think many people would have made that jump. I certainly didn't.
Oh well.
And I'm the one that listens to metal.
I watch a lot of porn. I'm not gonna hold you. Let's just keep it real. I mean,
Alright, so we're gonna start off with some pop culture before we get into the really heavy stuff.
how are you though, sir? Like, let's the mental health
Me?
check. Yeah, like let's get that out the way.
I'm pretty good. I'm trying to make the best productive hours that I have.
I feel
I'm
that.
still in a really weird sleep schedule.
Yeah,
Yeah. But I had a nice like video date with somebody. We talked for like an hour. She's really cool, really interesting.
Okay. Don't give away. You know, you ain't gotta give away too much.
No. We talked about like this podcast, so I don't want to say too much.
Right.
We just had a good conversation, and I hope to talk to her again.
Okay. Hey, big up. See, blessings all around.
Yep. Whether you mad or blessed. Shout out. You know, they stopped even saying whether you're mad or blessed. They're just like, what are you mad about?
It's too much to be fucking mad about, Joe.
You're right.
It's crazy out here in these streets. I mean, speaking of pop culture news, man, like let's get into it. I know you've heard.
Meg Stallion and Tory Lanez.
Hey, first and foremost, I just, thank goodness Meg is okay.
Yeah.
I say that like I know her, but I don't want anybody to get hurt, especially right now. And over some shit that seems like it was an accident, I'm waiting for them to let Tory out first and foremost, because we need his side of the story.
Do we need a sweatshirt? Free Tory Lanez?
I can't necessarily, like, look, I rock with homie Music, and he always speaking so positively on his Twitter most of the time, but I just, look, I didn't even want to speak on this shit yet because we ain't even got the full story. Something don't seem right because she's not saying Tory shot her. Everybody around her is
From
saying
what you
Tory
told me, it was
shot
like
her.
this all happened because she didn't get into a party.
Look, nah.
Who wouldn't let Meg Thee Stallion into a party?
No, it's not that she didn't get into the party. They were at, I want to say, Kylie Jenner's party, right? And Tory wanted to leave, and a fight broke out between who we don't know. Tory and Meg got into the car together. Some shots were heard before they got into the car. Then Tory gets pulled over. Turns out he's got a gun in the car. Meg gets out the car limping and hopping because what was said, her foot got cut on some glass, right? Then it turns out that she had been shot. and Tory's the only one that we know with the gun so far.
But they were riding together!
But exactly. Why would he? No one knows. Everybody's just trying to piece this all together because no one's really talking. Oh, and then Meg Thee Stallion's bodyguard came out and said that Tory Lanez better count his days.
Like, alright, so this is me
Like-
always jumping to, like, way different things when you say something. I'm just like, Tory would not put a hole in his car.
I don't got Tory shooting Meg Thee Stallion in her foot.
I don't have him shooting his car.
Like, what the fuck is this, Harlem Nights? Like, other people would make that joke already, but it's really, that's what it sound like, yo. It really sound like they tried to make it seem like Tory was like, alright, bitch, I'm ready to leave. And she was like, I'm not going anywhere yet, Daystar. And he was like, bitch, I said I'm ready to go. Bow, bow. Get in the car. Like,
Yeah.
Don't touch nothing. Sit
I
in
just
the
can't
car.
believe it. Like,
Let's
it's
discuss
so
something.
wild. So, Nick
That was
Cannon.
a deep cut. You didn't even catch that.
I did not.
Yo, shout out to Joel Santana.
Nick Cannon.
This was another thing I didn't really want to discuss.
We have to.
I know we have to. It's just, yo, everybody is.
Dwayne Wade like jumped out in support of him and then heard what he actually said. And he's like, "Whoa, I'm good."
I am going to say this. Everybody is a little, I guess, trauma drunk right now. Maybe the word for it. Like, there's a lot going on right now. Like, the temperature is up. And when you get hot and your blood sugar gets
You say
low,
some really dumb shit.
it's... Yeah.
Yeah.
Say the quiet parts out loud. And
Nick, we
You-
filter those out, bud.
whereas
Even I filter stuff like that out. And I don't filter shit.
there is an argument to be had on the legitimacy of some groups being included and represented in other groups where they're historically like marginalized and excluded from. There's a discussion to be had there. Now, some of Nick's other statements have their discussions in fringe, I guess, philosophy groups.
Yeah, like we
and
mentioned that
fringe
there was
psychological studies.
There's a Kendrick song where he uses a voicemail from his uncle that says along the same lines, and he's just like, because we are the chosen people, we are the Israelites.
Yeah, that part, like I said, there's an argument to be had there about the legitimacy of black people in the Hebrew nation and like their exclusion from representation in anything Jewish. And yeah, I don't think that part is wrong. Like, if we
Yeah, I
wanna-
mean, bluish people are kind of like finding a shiny Pokemon.
like, it's not, and I don't think it's actually that rare. It's just, you get into sketchy territory when you start quoting people like Hitler in order to justify...
Suck to Sean Jackson.
In order to justify the legitimacy of the black Jew, or the black Israelite, or the black Hebrew, whatever you want to call it. I do believe that there is a discussion to be had there, because I don't think that I don't think it's far from the truth at all. I really don't. I don't think Nick was wrong there. It's when he started getting into the whole white people are savages thing that I'm like, whoa,
dude,
watch what you're saying. And it's not even like, okay, like...
Because the other thing is like, I've now become aware is like anytime a black person is put in front of a microphone, they are, to some people, consciously or unconsciously, representing black people as a whole.
Okay, first and foremost, what I want to say here is what Nick did is no different than what Tucker Carlson and them do every night on...
They're all now in lawsuits for sexual harassment.
Well, Nick ain't out here sexually harassing people either.
However,
but
fucker Tarleson and Sean Hannity...
What Nick did was... And why I say that is because I don't think it's fair that all of a sudden there is this lynching party being called for Nick Cannon. I don't. I'd stand with Nick in the sense that Nick is allowed to express his views just like fucking Ben Shapiro is and Steven Crowder and all of them dumb motherfuckers. Like, they get to talk that fucking nonsense.
I think that might actually be the thing, is like, Shapiro and everybody, they've just been branded as dumb motherfuckers, and Nick Cannon isn't. So like, when this type of thing happens, there's consequences.
I'm approaching, like, alright, I'm trying to break down two different parts, because, like, once again here, we're talking about, like, the nuanced aspects of this argument. So, one, I want to, like, let's address the freedom of speech aspect of this here. Because if Donald Trump can come down a fucking elevator and say that, you know, Mexicans are all rapists and, like, drug dealers and criminals and shit, and he's our president, then, like, we can't fucking lynch Nick Cannon for saying white people are savages genetically.
Yeah, no, we can't.
No, but what Nick fails to recognize here is he made a grand assumption based off of studies that haven't been peer-reviewed. Like, Nick, if you want to, like, talk that talk, then you really got to, like, walk that walk, man. You can't make statements like that without, I mean, yeah, you came with some pseudo-scientific sounding terminology, but like a real a real biologist or somebody who studies biochemistry and like the human genome and stuff may have been able to walk you down on that shit. You're talking that shit on your podcast, but will you, I mean, and I know you've taught a couple of college courses and stuff like that. And Nick Cannon knows his shit, but I'm just saying, like, you gotta watch those grand ideas, because that's like a stone's throw from eugenics, man, and it's a sketchy territory. Like, you know, it's just dark to get into overgeneralization and gene theory.
Yeah.
Like, because that's pretty much what he was talking about. Like, if we want to talk about it, since we gotta talk about it, Nick was talking about gene theory, and he was saying white people were fucking savages genetically, because they had to go up into the mountains and they had to become savages in order to survive. And he's habitually, it is discussed that implanted itself, that savage nature implanted itself into the genes of the Caucasian person, is what Nick was trying to get at. And it's wild because, once again, this is based off of a few fringe theories, and I'm sure I'll get called caping for the white man here in a second for what I'm about to say. But
don't at him. Or at him. I don't.
Once again, if you're gonna come with it, you gotta come with it.
It's time to do.
Yeah, and I think people are following political ideals, and then that's where we get to, like I said, like sticky, or not sticky waters, but like deep water, because what is an ideal?
Open water.
What is an idea? And it's so vague of a statement that like you can interpret that any way, and that's how we ended up with like 17 different sects of Christianity. Like
It's like we said last week with Benki. What we were arguing what the type of gun we should ban was.
oh yeah, look, yeah, what is an assault
What is
rifle?
an assault rifle?
Exactly. And at this point, it's like
It's a
okay,
battle rifle from Halo 2.
what is a white man? Like, what is a Caucasian? And are we specifically talking about like Germanic tribe white people? Are we talking
I mean,
about like
I'm
Anglican?
Anglo-Saxon
Yeah,
by
are we talking
definition.
about? Are we talking about Anglican Caucasians? Are we talking about Caucasians specifically from the Caucasus region?
By the way, do I need to do a real quick breakdown on how the Great Schism worked in the Christianity?
Do you want to? I mean, that might be going. That might end up in the B-side pile, but our fans. I'm sorry, guys. Our subscribers. I don't like followers either. That feels a little culty to me.
Our crew!
Yeah, I get. What up, crew?
All our crew. So basically, the Catholic Church was abusing its power during the Reformation. Martin Luther believed that this was a warping of Christianity, so he wrote his 59 Theses. The 59 Theses were then taken off of the church door. This was right after the printing press was created, so then the 59 Theses were then mass-produced and spread all throughout Europe. The major thing that Catholic Church was really getting on about was tithes, where basically you could pay money to get yourself into heaven. Now, Martin Luther disagreed with this, and then from there, people basically got the go to question the Catholic Church. So then from there, people that disagree with Martin Luther would then take the schools of Catholic Church and break off into their own little things. And then there's Henry VIII, who really wanted to get a divorce, and the church wouldn't give it to him. So he said, screw you guys, I'm gonna make my own church. And then that's why you have all these different versions of Christianity.
Yeah. Could argue it even goes back further than that.
Yeah, but I mean, that's when the real Great Schism happened.
Yeah, because
The 59 Theses were just like...
You got the Catholic Church, though, and then you got,
Well, before that,
Yeah.
there was only the Catholic Church.
No, but you had two Catholic churches, though. You had the one in Rome, and then you had the one in fucking, not Jerusalem, god damn it.
It was in France.
No, that's where the papal seat sat. But I'm saying that Rome had or the Catholic Church had two capitals, dog. And one of them,
Constantinople?
yes. And they were
That would be when Constantine
Yeah.
conquered
Yeah,
what
but there
was
was-
formerly Istanbul.
Yes, and that
Istanbul, Constantinople, little Istanbul, Constantinople.
But that version of Catholicism was not entirely different, but was an almost different form of Catholicism. It was
Yeah, once the Roman
like-
Empire fell, it started to shift back into just the power of the centralized church.
but even then, but that's what I'm saying. There were always different forms. It's just there's different forms of Islam and shit.
Yeah.
The Shiite and the Sunni warfare that's been going on for reeling it back in, reel it in.
So Logic announces his retirement in his final album, and the note that I put down was, how much do we actually care?
Damn, shots fired. Damn, and he a DMV local too. You might run into that nigga in the grocery store one day.
His first two albums, incredible.
Right.
This last album, hella corny.
I mean,
I do, my favorite part
I
of that
haven't
album
listened
is
to
the
it.
skits with Neil deGrasse Tyson.
whew. Damn, hold on, wait, there's skits with Neil deGrasse Tyson on it?
Yeah.
No disrespect. I mean, I don't know. I guess Logic went back to, God, man, the picture they have up for him. It's not flattering, but yeah, I don't. It's a little
Corny. Incredible True Story.
Yeah, that was great.
That album's phenomenal.
Yeah, that's classic. That's top tier. That was top tier. Like
Under Pressure, also very good.
Bobby Tarantino was good.
Everybody, I could do without.
Yeah, I don't know how I felt about everybody. Confessions of a Dangerous Mind was kind of yeah, but I mean,
But you know what you should really check out, everybody? Tetsuo and Youth, the album by Lupe Fiasco.
masterpiece. Fucking
Just listen to the song Mural.
masterpiece. Dude, the interlude,
That's another, like, we were talking about Rap God off mic. Mural is another, like, ultimate flex song.
It was, but you know what? I feel like songs like Dot Line and shit like that, though, those in itself.
Prisoner
like,
1 and 2.
I mean, Prisoner 1 and 2 is good, but
Prisoner
like,
2 was like, that was like, holy shit.
like when people are like Eminem is the greatest, I'm like, are you niggas listening to Lupe? Like,
The answer is no.
Dot Line, fucking Madonna, The Resurrection, fucking Adoration of Magi, yo. Like, stop. Like, all those songs right there are like fucking mind blowing. Like,
Not to mention, you could listen to the album backwards. People say that Kendrick steals all of Lupe's ideas.
Lupe says Kendrick steals all of Lupe's ideas, but I don't see the lie though. They might just be like, it's like the nigga that invented Dennis the Menace. Like Dennis the Menace was invented on the same day, in the same way, like in two completely separate places. One in London and then one in like California.
That's wild.
And it's like maybe Kendrick and Lupe are linked like that.
Maybe one's a doppelganger.
Oh, that's weird.
What if
But don't
What
they
if
have to
Kendrick
be look-alike
was the future agent that we believe was sent back to kill Harabe that triggered all of these events?
Oh my god. And then somehow they Manchurian candidated him, and then he went and shot Jeffrey Epstein's lawyers or judges.
Kendrick Lamar is the reason for the downfall of America.
Oh god, don't.
I'm not gonna speak
Who
that
the
into
fuck are you?
existence.
Are you Bill O'Reilly? Like, what the fuck?
Kendrick Lamar, and we shoot the po-po.
Yeah.
I'm not bashing on Kendrick. I really think he might be the greatest artist. Hot take. Greatest artist in the last 20 years.
Artist, though. Using the term artist, I feel like there's an argument to be had there. Greatest rapper of the last 20 years, I don't know. I might have to give that to, like I said, Lupe Fiasco, Royce the 5'9",
Kendrick, hot
Loaded
take.
Lux.
Greatest artist of the last 20 years.
I feel like he's definitely done some.
Certainly 10.
What about Big Crit though?
Kendrick has definitely got more, like, clout. Like, if you look at the depth of what Kendrick... We're not doing this.
Yo, no,
We're not gonna do this.
Are we doing Kendrick Lamar versus Big Crit? Oh, what about that Instagram battle? I'm putting my money on Crit. Hands down. You really want to go there? If Kendrick Lamar and Big Crit were to do an Instagram battle, I put my money on Crit having more bangers than Kendrick Lamar.
I said artist.
And
I'm gonna say...
even
His
this,
conceptual...
so is
Concept
Crit,
albums.
though. So is Crit. Crit got conceptual concept albums from Return of Forever to fucking...
What's the one, like the one that I
Can't
have saved on my
remember the
Spotify
time.
where it's like his face in the universe? It's got like All My Life on it. It's got shit. All My Life, All My Life, All My Life. I can't remember the names of the tracks right now, but I've listened to that whole album.
Forever is a mighty long time.
No, I don't know why. You'd have to look it on Spotify.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I I'm not trying to start that.
I mean, he has like a secret weapon where anytime he's in trouble, he can just be like, "All's my life I have to fight."
And I just feel like
I got a bone to pick.
I feel like Crit got them bangers too, yo. Like, see, where Kendrick has a handicap is he is Dr. Dre's protege.
That's true.
Crit came up on his fucking own, son. If Crit had Dr. Dre behind him...
Yeah, Big Crit's basically like the one carrying on the Southern Playadistic Funkadelic music.
Exactly, son. Exactly. Crit is carrying on that whole old South vibe by himself. And it's not... Oh, I won't say by himself, but yeah. Like, yeah, that's a different old South vibe.
Yeah. Alright, we got one other thing. The NBA bubble's hilarious.
Yeah.
The NBA bubble's really funny. Like, they built up, like, their barbershop, and it's a really small, it looks like a little greenhouse, and it just says
Oh my
NBA
God.
barbershop. And the whole Orlando, it's like basically turning into 2K My Career.
Oh shit! So you got like the little
Yeah, and everybody, like, and they get, people have been Instagramming their food, and they're just
Oh.
like, look at this dry ass chicken. And
Yo, that's great. So it's real life. It's 2K IRL.
yeah, and like there's, you know, there's an account that says, I think it's NBA bubble things or something like that, and they just retweet everything from the bubble, and like you just see like Jason Tatum and somebody else going to like golf. Shut up, Jason Tatum. Hope you're listening. Go see. And it's like, it's just hilarious.
Yeah.
Cause it's
great.
it's pretty much the whole NBA minus 8 teams, just quarantined at Disney World.
Who are the 8 teams that didn't see?
Trash.
Oh, fair. My man was like, I'm not even gonna bother listening.
If you want me to, I'll try. But
Nah, it's all good. It's all good. That's crazy though. Anything to keep that money flowing in. I mean, I'm sure these
not
guys
to
want to
mention,
play
we could
basketball
use a
too.
little bit of a distraction.
Yeah, I guess that's fair at this point. A
I
little bit of-
really miss basketball.
I mean, I don't know, yo. I feel like we really gotta keep the pressure on them right now, yo. Like that's why they fucking trying to get basketball back out there because people.
But the basketball players, you know that they get to like change the name on their back of their jerseys and everything.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be like they are not gonna let it be forgotten.
Yeah. And that aspect of it, and like I said, I realize because I'm human too, I can accept the human nature of the fact that even though we're trying to make monumental changes happen right now, people need a break, man. Need a little bit of a breather too. And like I said, these guys, I'm sure this is their job. They want to get back out there and they want to play. So I guess
I mean, that's what all of them have been saying.
it'll be good. It should be good for something.
How bad is it that, like, I rip on Kyrie Irving all the time and I'm wearing his shoes right now? His shoes are fire.
Man, I'm just... That baseball is getting ready to start back up.
Yeah. Baseball's gonna be a little weird.
UFC is, Fight
Island, fucking Mortal Kombat. Fight! Dana White sitting there like Shao Kahn.
God damn, man. This is gonna be a weird future. This is not the future I...
The dumb apocalypse. We have already got 4 of the plagues of Egypt this year.
Where are the locusts at?
Oh no, there were like super locust clouds all over like India and shit like that.
Oh. That's tight. That's tight. The firstborn, the next God, I'm the firstborn.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no I'm not. That was a little bit of real life for y'all. Wait, hold on, wait. Is it firstborn of the father or firstborn of the mother?
Let's take a break!
And now, back to Johnny Bravo.
This is wild, Joe, and I'm like on Reddit and shit, and I'm seeing all these posts of people, showing their support for Black Lives Matter and the George Floyd protest movements and all that stuff happening, and I'm like, wow, this is how we really look to the rest of the world, Joe. Like, America really looks like it's got a police brutality. It's not just like black people anymore. It's like, it's kind of like blowing my mind, right? Like, I saw a post, I'm sure it's gone viral, right? The like dudes in Syria painting the graffiti, the George Floyd graffiti
Oh yeah.
on that wall, like, and I'm just like, yo, like, the just like, okay, like, let's just break this image down for a second, because they're already in a war-torn country, right? They're in ruins, like war-torn ruins, and they're like, hey, I'm gonna stop worrying about my fucking problem for a second to show my support for this black man who was murdered over in America, because fuck Donald Trump. Fuck the police.
I've had the Last Week Tonight like add-on on my Google
Yeah.
for so long, and it autocorrects Trump into Drumpf, which is like his real last name. So anytime it says, I think it actually says, oh yeah, look, right there, Mary Drumpf's book. Autocorrected it.
Yeah. It's like I said, fuck Donald Trump. Fuck the police.
Coming straight out the underground.
At this point, if you stand with an institution that would allow the things that are going on to go on, then
Fuck you.
too. Yeah, like,
You're a shitbird.
this shit it's really like, it's dystopic. It's dystopic, it is, and if you're pretending like what's happening isn't happening because...
Like, it's getting scary, dude. Like, people are coming in unmarked vans with no, like, federal name or anything on their uniform.
It's not scary.
They look like hunks straight out of fucking Resident Evil.
Yeah, damn, that's a grim comparison. But I mean, the shit ain't scary to me because I'm black and fucking American.
Leon
this
Kennedy
shit happens all
is
the time.
Bad Luck Brian.
Yeah.
First day as a cop, Raccoon City, all the zombies. First
Are you
job
saying
as a
the
secret
first
security
days are
agent
like
has to
zombies?
go rescue the kidnapped daughter
Yeah.
of the president.
But-
first day as the personal secret security agent to the president has to shoot the president because he turned into a zombie.
Damn. But I mean, that's how the fucking conservatives see it on their side, Joe. They see us as the fucking zombies, son. Like, when...
And it's terrible. Like, they've turned political parties into, like, sports teams.
Nah, it's gang shit. This is gang shit, nigga. This is gang shit. What you mean?
It's a zero-sum game to them.
At this point,
To everyone,
we are
really.
literally claiming sets, and they are staking territory. And that's what the fuck is going on in Portland, yo. I told you, the Civil War has already started. And it's just a small-scale assault right now, right? It's like the apex of it is happening in the Northwest. And it's been happening in the Northwest for a while. I told you, this shit has been going down since them two dudes got stabbed on that train out in, it was either Oregon or Washington. And like that white nationalist extremist was threatening and trying to assault them two girls in hijabs. And do you remember that?
Mm-mm.
Yo, oh my god. Yeah, okay. Yeah, and he ended up stabbing two, I want to say they were both two veterans, because they stood up and tried to get him to calm down or whatever. They tried to de-escalate the situation, and he ended up killing them two dudes. But like, it's been going on since then. There has been unrest, and it is culminated to the far left versus the far right. And that is why Donald and Fox News have taken to labeling Antifa as the terrorists. Because to them, in their eyes, because they're fucking fascists.
Fuck fascism. Fuck that shit.
Because the system of law and order they want to establish is a pseudo-democratic fascism, where only the people they deem qualified can vote.
Not even pseudo. Almost more like just a veneer, just
It's
painted
still-
over top of it.
No, it's still democratic.
It's an oligarchy by a different name.
Yeah, I mean, but it's the oligarchy that this country started out as. Because you have to remember, when the Constitution was originally drafted, only land-owning white males could vote. And let's not forget that first part. Because a lot of y'all motherfuckers out here following under heel and toe to these big boy white supremacists. Forget that land owning part. Because as soon as they get you motherfucking bootlicking ass worm motherfuckers to do the legwork, please believe you will be the new slave class. I'm about to get my fucking door kicked in.
Yeah, you
will. But that's
me getting interviewed, they're like, "What did you see?" I mean, I didn't see nothing.
You better ride for me. If I go down for the pool, look. If I go down for robbing a 7-Eleven,
We're both fucked.
If I go down for robbing a 7-Eleven, ski masked up one night, you are more than welcome to distance yourself from me. But if I go down for this political shit, you better ride for me, guys.
You kidding me? They would bust in the door and they would be like, "Who owns the house? Him? Oh, liar!"
That's real. That's real. But it's the fucking truth, yo. Like, land owning white males. And that's exactly how the fuck they want it. That is exactly how they want it again. And it is well evident. Now you just got them trying to figure out whether they're gonna go like full, god damn it.
I'm gonna get really dark right here.
What?
They're trying to desperately grab on to whatever control they have as they try to stave off this mortal coil, knowing they are all gone within 20 years.
I mean,
probably less.
For the most part. And they're trying
really
to figure
selfish.
out if
it's really a selfish mindset.
Yeah.
You should be leaving it better.
No, they never wanted it this way. They never wanted it this way. They didn't want it to become as multicultural as it is. They wanted every nationality and race to have their place, their structure. It's almost like an Indian caste system. Like the Hindu caste, not the Indian caste system, but the Hindu caste system. Like there's a couple of there's some weird parallels between Nazi idealism and the Hindu caste system, yo.
Which is interesting because India for the longest time was ruled by England.
And there's definitely a part of there's some Nazis that fled to India, yo.
I heard Gandhi was actually hella racist.
Look, like I said, there's some weird parallels, but Gandhi was Buddhist, right? Though?
Yeah, but I've heard he was actually hella racist.
Yeah, and he may have been a pedophile. But
who is it nowadays at this point? Jesus Christ, not us.
No, right. Don't say that. Don't say that.
In Hollywood.
Now you really try to get the door kicked in. Son, all I'm saying is I keep saying all I'm saying, but we know what I'm saying, yo. The people that are pushing this narrative that the problem in Portland is Antifa, you have to really listen to what they are saying and what it is that they want. They keep asking us what we want, and we're saying equality. We want an equal playing field. We want black lives to matter to the police. We want income restructured.
Not even to the police, to everyone.
To everyone. To every system. Because it is clear that the current system at hand is predicated to benefit
me,
the white man. And the shame that comes with admitting that, I guess, is too much of a cross to bear.
It's kind of weird. I admit, I used to make jokes, and this is way before, and this was before Trayvon Martin.
Yeah.
So this was just 2000s-ish. And somebody asked me there, because, I used to play cards, and I would hang out in different cities all the time.
Right.
And they're like, why did you never feel scared, walking around the city? And I was like, look, I'm white. They're gonna look for me.
It's the truth. People want to, let's talk about, black on black crime for a second. Statistically speaking, you are more likely to have a crime committed on you by somebody within close proximity to you. Correct?
Yeah.
So, if everybody in your close proximity just happens to be the same race as you, then by default so crime
It is skewed
going
statistics.
to be.
It is
Yes,
skewed statistics.
Exactly. It's a what do we
There
call
are
it?
ways for people to manipulate statistics into any narrative.
It's a hollow narrative. I'm gonna call it a hollow narrative, right? Because once you break down the meat of you find out it's no filler. Like, it's all shell. The argument is a shell. Black on black crime is a shell argument to distract from the fact that black people have been marginalized.
It's a red herring.
Redlining, yeah, there you go. Redlining is a thing. Like, white flight is a thing. Like, we can't ignore the fact that, I mean, yeah, the power structure is clearly set to benefit the white man. And
Did you hear the other thing is Trump is sending extra federal law enforcement to cities
we were
including
talking about
Baltimore,
fucking
Chicago, Detroit.
oh yeah,
And he
to crack
didn't-
down on and they're using vandalism as a guise to do it. Like, when you look at what these people are being charged
Like,
with,
can you imagine what the kids on dirt bikes in Baltimore are gonna have happen to them?
when you look at what the people are being charged,
By the way, did you know that
It's
that's like
all-
a specific Baltimore thing, like the dirt bikes?
it's yeah, kind of, sort of.
It's kinda like- no, like-
it's like a DMV thing. I would
Yeah,
say.
but it definitely is like a.
Yeah.
I've seen it in Baltimore.
Oh yeah,
like a lot.
all day, all day. They don't give a fuck. I mean, it's real. Cause look at the rest of Maryland, yo.
I'm just wondering why dirt bikes. Like, why not
because
just regular
look at the rest
motorcycles?
of Maryland, yo. Like, dirt biking, like that ATV, like dirt bike life is a big thing out here, and like.
I guess
we
because
see-
of Baltimore streets.
right, we see that shit growing up. We
Like
and
Baltimore
we wanted-
streets, the dirt bike might actually do better than a Harley. I mean, I wouldn't ride a Harley anyway.
Not just that, but I mean, we see that shit. We want it too. It's just Baltimore don't got nowhere to where else are you gonna ride dirt bikes in Baltimore? But in the streets. What, y'all want us to come all the fucking way out here to deal and shit to ride our dirt bikes? No.
Your truck that.
Yeah. Come on, man. That's all that shit is. This is the same shit in DC.
Yeah, Portland man. That guy is a tank.
Hey,
Like,
shout out to
man,
the
that guy
vet.
was like,
He was a vet, right?
yeah, he was a tank.
Yeah.
Like, if you go into a dungeon,
Stop and
he
think
was
of-
your tank.
Right. Look, let's think about that, Joe. It's not just. And I saw moms against police brutality were out the other night, standing in front of protesters and stuff like that. So you got these fucking Navy vets out here just beasting, just.
This guy was just straight up standing there. There's like 4 of them around. One of them just started beating him with the nightstick.
Yeah.
And he's just sitting there.
What you want to say, Billy Club?
And then the other one starts pepper spraying him, and he sits there and takes it for like another 5 seconds.
Yo, they were raining
before
down
just
on
turning
him with
around
pepper
and
spray.
walking away and
Yeah.
flipping them off.
Yeah, it's going the fuck down over there, yo. But yeah, from Portland Man to Naked Athena to the fire set or the fireworks thrown inside of. Because let's stop calling
Realistically,
that
that
a
was
fire.
a really small fire.
It wasn't a fire. It was a flare.
It was thrown behind a desk.
Stop it. That. What I said was important about that was the symbolism. Just like the Naked Athena, right? It's the symbolism, right? Because already that shit is on news like Chirons and being streamed all over the internet.
100,000 likes on Twitter, like that.
Because it is a very powerful image. The imagery that is coming out of Portland.
There's a
is-
metaphor in here somewhere.
That's it. If we don't come to an amicable agreement with what is going on in Portland, right? That is what is going to happen to the rest of the country. That's it, right there. Here's your sign. Son, if you don't know, if you don't know, now you know. If you don't know where this country is heading, if that's where this country is heading, if we can't get a grip on what the fuck we are
Ready?
going
Tack,
to do.
tack, 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 tack.
It's-
Man, why do we keep mentioning 846? Because it's so relevant.
Yo, I'm just... We've been programmed for this shit. If you don't get it, go back and look at all the shit. You could probably go back to the 50s and start looking at the programming in the media, son. Like, I'm not really that big into conspiracies, like, and we're gonna talk about conspiracies in a minute, but I do truly believe that somebody has been trying to get a fucking message out to us for the last 50 to 60 years, yo. Like, and now...
Oh, about the reptilian master race?
No, I don't know if... I'm not gonna get into all of that.
No.
I don't know if that's necessarily the case, but, like, look into the business plot. I've told you about it, yo. Like, I was literally just telling y'all about it. Like, there is a class of people in this country that want the country to go back to the way it, like, when American and global imperialism was happening. It happened around the same time, like, eugenics and stuff started becoming a big thing. Happened around the same time Darwinism and all that started becoming a big thing. And if you really look into history, that's when, like, racism...
You know what really...
you
know what that kicked off? The Nazis.
That's when racism really became a thing. Before then, it was a sense of, like... It was more like a sense of, like, nationalist prejudice, right? Like, than it was racism. And of course you had pockets of racism, but not on the scale that we had today. Then they used racism to push business. And
yeah, there's brazen racism, and it's really, and it's not just like the, fuck you, it's the blatant, willful ignorance of what's going on.
It was this class of people is like genetically lower than us, so we are allowed to capitalize on them in order. And then it was the beginning of capitalism too. Like, that's what I'm saying. When you go back to that era, the Industrial Revolution is when you can really see the seeds of what we're dealing with now sown into the culture. And now we are coming to a head where they are trying to harvest the fruit of all their hard work. Decades of work. Almost centuries of work, as a matter of fact. And you have a group of people who finally have the numbers and the willpower to fight back. Like,
and the
Matrix,
allies to support you.
The shield of the Matrix has been broken. We can now
There's
see...
a glitch in the Matrix.
Exactly. And we can now see past... Right?
Now...
And maybe I sound crazy, right? But if you look at what is happening across the world with climate change, like, if you... Like, let's just take climate change alone, right? And you take the overall emergency of that. It demands that you consolidate power quickly, because if the globe is going to be impacted and changed...
It is a globe, it's not flat.
If the global economy is going to be impacted and changed, you need to be able to, like, shift gears quickly. And what we have right now is a bunch of people panicking in the power structure on how they're going to shift gears. And you have some people... I don't believe all millionaires and billionaires are
millionaires and billionaires
are evil
Let the birdie
people.
drop.
Billionaire.
But I do believe that they think that they're a different breed of people. And even if they do have our best intentions in mind, they're doing it in what they believe to be altruistic aspect.
I feel like they almost see us as livestock.
Yes, we are capital to them. Or chattel. We're chattel to them. That's all we are. When you start to make that much money, it fucking changes your brain waves, your brain patterns. And when you're born into that much money...
A friend of mine has a belief that it is morally...
See, now
it
I
is
sound
morally corrupt to be a billionaire. Because you just cannot do enough with that money.
There's nothing... It's hoarding, yo. It's hoarding. But see, this was my point about Nick Cannon earlier, yo. Like, I'm not saying anything different than what Nick Cannon was saying about white people. I'm just saying it about rich people, right? Rich people are savage by fucking nature, and I will fucking stand on that hill and die for it. You have to be. You have to have you have to lack empathy in order to capitalize on somebody, in order to make billions of dollars. Billions.
Somewhere you gotta be like, oh, I can go plus on this.
Somewhere you gotta be like, fuck them kids. You know? Like.
So, you feel like somebody's trying to warn us for the past 50 or 60 years. Let's just say...
Yeah, through our media. I mean, like...
R.I.P. John Lewis. One of the ones that crossed that bridge. I saw this really heartwarming post. Turns out he went to Comic-Con cosplaying as himself.
Yep.
From the bridge crossing.
They have a graphic novel that he helped write about that whole Selma march and stuff. Like... John Lewis was great, man. He was a real icon for, like, and his impact will be forever felt, and it will be forever missed, Joe.
And he should not be forgotten as, like, the shadow of Martin Luther King.
Calling him, I don't like the shadow of Martin Luther King. I feel like his impact was different and should be remembered for what, or valued for what it was. Like, I don't like attaching people to icons like that because it minimizes their impact, and when you minimize their impact, it minimizes the entire impact of the movement. Like, it sucks to me too because the thing that really pisses me off is evil people live so fucking long, yo.
Only the good die young. It's not funny.
Stephen King, or Steve King is still fucking alive, like...
Steve King, not Stephen King, the writer.
No,
right?
the fucking congressman, or, well, he's not a congressman anymore, but, like, the fucking, like, Klan...
I mean, how long did the fucking evil Rockefeller live?
That's what I'm saying, like, the fucking one of the Koch brothers just died, but, like, yeah, fucking evil people live
I
so
wonder,
fucking
is it,
long.
if one of them dying, is it like knocking one of the ice climbers off in Smash Brothers?
Don't do that, because the ice climbers are so, like, innocent. And the Koch brothers are despicable, like, despicable. No.
Well, let's move on from one despicable topic to another! So we got like three all conflated together. Trump did an interview with Christopher Wallace the same week that Mary Trump released her tell-all book, Inside the Family. So this is actually very important to remember.
Time to break out.
Do you know the Big Times, or the Big Time magazine article that was basically like blowing him up on the taxes?
Yeah.
She gave over some documents that she didn't realize were going to be as impactful as they were, and those were like the documents that just broke everything open. That now he has to reveal his taxes.
Wait, break that down for me. What do you know what the documents consisted of?
I think they were like loose tax documents that they were able to like trace from, basically, you think the missing link.
Yeah.
And they were able to trace it all back to where a federal judge in New York ruled that Trump has to give his tax returns up.
Has to, but I saw that the Supreme Court ruled that they will not fast track him giving his tax returns.
But he has to give them.
We'll see. Cause I mean, hopefully this motherfucker only got like, what, 4 more months left?
Yeah. I mean, but like the Christopher Wallace interview, like they asked Trump explicitly, would you accept the election results? And he never says explicitly yes, which is a horrifying thought.
That's not the first time he's done that, yo. It's not the first time he's done that, and it does fucking bother me, yo, because like I said, if you want an example
What do you think? What are the chances that the White House door gets kicked in on January 20th?
Yo, okay, I just want you to know that if that is how it happens, what is going on in Portland is going to happen across the fucking country. Him saying that...
DC will burn.
Him saying that is literally him saying, get your shit ready. Because if I'm not willing to accept these results, we are going toe to toe for this shit. And even if he does unwillingly accept the results, mark my fucking word, there will be retaliation.
DC will burn.
No, not even if it's not DC, the nation. Isolated incidents will pop up across this fucking country if the people who follow him feel that they have been slighted. Just like they.
I haven't thought about it from that angle.
You want to see? What do you mean? White nationalist terrorism is the highest form of terrorism in this country. You forget about the dude.
I wasn't thinking about him losing, them retaliating. I didn't think of that.
Even if he walks away.
When you talked about retaliation, I was talking about if he lost and refused to abdicate power.
I'm saying even if he does reluctantly give up power, right? Like, let's say he has a stand.
He's not going to leave a nice note like the other past, like 3 or 4 presidents.
But that's what I'm saying. Even if he has a stand like fucking Al Gore did, where he, like, for a month, he makes us recount the votes, right? And then essentially he gives up, and he'll eventually give up, right? Do you remember the dude who mailed all them fucking pipe bombs to like Nancy Pelosi and all them that didn't blow up and shit?
I think I remember hearing about that, yeah.
Get ready for shit like that to happen. Remember the dude who parked the fucking van on the dam and was gonna blow the fucking dam up?
I know the dude who did the drive-by shooting of congressmen at a baseball field. I think your son is losing at Fortnite. Or he's winning.
I don't know, that's what it sounds like.
So the other one that came up in the Christopher Wallace interview was the cognitive test that Trump had to take. And he was like, no, look, the first like 2-3 questions, very easy. But then the rest of the test, it gets very difficult. You would never understand how difficult it would. You would understand, Chris, if you took the test to see how difficult it was. And Chris was like, well, I did take the test.
Oh, shit! Woo-hoo! And this time Donald couldn't pay somebody to take the fucking test for him. Like,
and then what did he do? Well, I mean, Joe Biden wouldn't be able to pass the test. There's no way he would be able to pass the test. The test the way I did. It was great. It was fantastic.
Burley.
Yeah, and this is all on the heels of the Mary Trump book, which I have been thoroughly enjoying the Lincoln Project, having that guy
scathing
in a very Trumpian environment of like the gaudy gold surrounding, the fancy bat smoking robe, drinking whiskey,
man,
looking like he's reading it from Trump Tower himself, just skewering Trump.
Yo, the Lincoln
every
Project
day
has been going for the goddamn jugular of Donald ever since they got started. And I think they are doing...
And they have popped up so much more.
Probably the most effective, or if not seemingly effective, job
they
at
are
deconstructing his argument.
They're a classic case of... Because you know they are like a Republican group.
Yeah, absolutely.
It is a classic case of the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Yeah. Yep. And I'll take it. I'll take it because the arguments that they're putting forth are the most, like,
I could talk to a Lincoln Project person.
Yeah.
And feel like I'm gonna get somewhere.
I feel like a Lincoln Project person could talk to a Trump supporter, or I guess like the, entry-level Trump supporter, and bring them back to like sense and sensibility.
A Trumpy Puff Jr.
Yeah, yeah, and yep. That sounds
Trumpy
right.
Puff Jr.
Go with that. Come on, let's keep rolling here. We're on a roll.
Well, have you seen that episode of Futurama? Like they're riding around in space on the Scooty Puff Jr. And then Scooty Puff Sr. shows up and it's like a fucking galactic battleship from Star Wars.
Yeah, I remember that. Oh fuck. Whew. Excuse me, guys. And you would never think that I just drank a coffee.
All kids out of the pool. Adult Swim.
And we back.
We back at it.
Man, I don't know why I came in like that. I'm trying to change my mood because talking about white nationalism always gets me so.
I know. You have your little. We need a drop for whenever you go on a white nationalist rant.
Can we just, we gotta get Fred Hampton. We gotta get a Fred Hampton.
We didn't need like a Joe Budden drop.
Oh God. No, how we go from Fred Hampton to Joe Budden? Oh God, that is such a bullshit. Anyway.
Anyway, you want to talk about how there's this child sex trafficking ring that's also tied into Deutsche Bank and the judge got attacked?
Jesus.
So let me tell you a little bit about this Wayfair thing, right?
Oh.
I haven't read as much into it as I should, but apparently they have all of the names of the children that they have like locked up and ready to ship out. And they have a furniture website where they have the name of the kid listed as a part of the furniture. And there was one comment that said, "Does the cabinet come with it?" No.
Man, I saw this fucking video, right, where this dude wasn't even Wayfair, right? It was some weird like fashion or like some weird like clothing website where you had to type the URL in a specific way and it would show you a different model for the swimsuit you were looking at. And you had to specifically type the URL in that way to get the model that you wanted to see.
That's creepy.
And I didn't investigate because I'm not trying to give Ted any more ammo than what the fuck he got.
Yep.
But
Ted, don't kick the door in, please.
This Wayfair shit, I told you I saw it started on when I saw it, they was talking about Wish, right? Like the same cabinets and shit was on Wish, and that shit was going down, and it just make this whole Epstein thing look really fucking.
Yeah, I mean, you have the guy dressed as a FedEx driver show up to Judge Esther Salas's house, who's been placed on the Deutsche Bank case within the last week, and she critically injures her husband and kills her son. Man, oh. And then
God.
the guy who pulled the trigger mysteriously showed up dead 2 days later.
Yo, okay.
This is not a coincidence.
No, it's not. And I know, look,
they're not even being subtle with this, people.
We like to clown conspiracy theorists, man, but it's shit like this that make me really go, is Jeffrey Epstein really dead? Do you think he's really dead? Because, like, I know Ghislaine has a lot of,
Did you see that 4chan post where the guy was like, I worked there, and then they switched the body out?
No, I didn't.
I'll need to show you that.
But, to my point, I know Ghislaine has a lot of dirt, right? But, for them to pull a hit on the judge for Ghislaine is a whole, like, just think about the impact of that. Or like that, the whole aspect of that. Like, there's still enough money behind this shit, and there's still enough dirt behind this shit that they don't even want her to go down.
She cannot be an impartial judge anymore. There's no fucking way.
So one, now they have to change judges. One. Two, instead of killing Ghislaine, which everybody thought they were going to do, they tried to kill the judge. What is the impact of this woman going down that it was that necessary for them to try and take the judge out? Just think about that. And then
where are you going with that? Where are you going with that? I don't know.
I'm saying, like, okay, so either one, Epstein is still alive and pulling strings from somewhere behind the scenes now, or two, on some fucking oh god, what was that drug lord from Mexico?
El Chapo?
Yeah, on some El Chapo shit, like the El Chapo of child sex trafficking. Like,
why is everybody a pedophile in like Hollywood and shit now?
You know what's crazy is the drug dealers aren't the pedophiles, and the businessmen and shit and the politicians are. Let's talk about that.
Look, it's a flood!
The flood.
It's flooding!
Get away!
Quick, we need to get to higher ground!
Open the floodgates.